Today on One, your daily dose of local affairs and social media commentary.
Today on One, Botswana denies Namibia access to final shooting report. NBC employees enraged by management bonuses. Serving the community through pottery. And we are going to compete, not participate, says Brits.
Botswana has denied Namibia access to the findings on the shooting incident in which 3 Namibians and 1 Zambian national were killed by members of the Botswana Defence Force while fishing in the Chobe River. President of Botswana, Mokgweetsi Masisi, arrived in Namibia for a one-day working visit with his Namibian counterpart, President Kenkop. The issue that took center stage was the fatal shooting of Namibian nationals by the BDF in November last year that led to a joint investigation by the national law enforcement from both sides. Masisi said the incident occurred in their territory and thus content will not be shared with Namibia as the matter was placed before the courts in Botswana.
But it is true. I have expressed regret at the loss of lives. I even repeated it here to say that one life lost is one life too many. It was unfortunate, regrettable, i.e., if we could unwind time and be able to prevent it, I would be among the first to prevent it. But I'm also pragmatic enough to accept that this unfortunate incident did take place. I happen to be in the privileged position of being head of state. It is incumbent upon me to make sure that I reach out to my brother, to reach out to his people. I called him very early on after it happened to express this regret and that we need to soldier on and resolve it. But I don't want to say too much because, as I said, it is sub judice. The contents of the report establish all the facts. So once you are privileged enough, if the court will so grant you, you will eventually get to know the truth. And so let's not go ahead of the truth.
Kenkop, who last year said the incident was caused by trigger-happy BDF soldiers, has now changed tunes. Speaking against demonstrators, the reset referred to him as the spokesperson of Botswana and accused them of using the issue to instigate others.
Somebody said, and I resent that apparently I'm a spokesperson for Botswana. Let's show a little bit some kind of respect. Please. It's true, lives were lost. We're sorry for that. When you try to dictate to me what to do, I'm sorry, you're not going to get that from me. So let's show a little bit of some respect. Having said that, we are dealing with this issue. If you are trying to use it for some other reasons, just tell us that. There are courts, there are things to follow up. And this thing is in Botswana's jurisdiction. It happened there. So, demonstrations, I fought for this country's freedom. We are demonstrating against apartheid everywhere. I'm not going to stop anybody from demonstrating peacefully. Do it. But let's not tell lies or instigate people for your own ulterior motives. It's a sad event. Nobody likes it. But don't use it for other maybe reasons you have. I talked to the family. I explained to them, expressed my regret. Ministers are in touch with them.
Both heads of state reiterated the need for continuous cordial bilateral relations between the two nations. Botswana denied having a shoot-to-kill policy and said, like any other country that has sovereignty, it has laws that need to be followed. He further said that there are efforts to ensure that the incident does not occur again.
At Spar, we're here for you with 3 days of super deals and incredible savings across the store. Get Sunlight hand washing powder for just $52.99 and Dow Egbert's freeze-dried coffee for only $84.99. It's 3 days of incredible savings only at Spar.
The Namibia Broadcasting Corporation (NBC) employees embarked on a peaceful demonstration after wage negotiations turned sour between them and management. The workers were further enraged that management rewarded themselves bonuses worth 5.4 million Namibian dollars. NBC management has proposed a once-off payment to the workers worth 7.6 million Namibian dollars, which means that every worker will get an amount between 10,000 Namibian dollars and 20,000 Namibian dollars per employee.
Yeah, I think that boils down to the management, because I think the management there, you see, because if you are to look at what transpired, because if we had the management who can think better, they were not supposed to give themselves that bonuses of 5.4 million in the first place. They were supposed to give the people who are on the ground first before now they can give themselves. But what they did is they give themselves money, but now comes the employees who are working hard to make this institution afloat. Now they are saying they don't have money, or they want to give us a 7.6 across as a once-off, which is not right. Now, if you are to compare now the figure between 5.4 and the 7, so if you are to look at their number, I think they are in less than 30. So now, and we as the employees, we are in 500. But at the end of the day now, we in the bigger number, they are giving us 7.6, which is unfair.
The workers claim that there was a disagreement between the management and the Namibia People Workers Union when they met on the 26th of January 2021.
You know that the two parties went on the negotiation in December, where in principle the two parties agreed. It was only one particular point which was left, which was only a salary, which was supposed to be subjected to the board approval. Now, when it went to the board, now at the end of the day, when we were called in, they only came to tell us that the board have turned that down. Now, that's why we are saying, so it's pointless for us to hand over a petition to the NBC, because the NBC, they agreed in principle. The people who are having a problem is the board. Now, that's why we want our petition. It must go to the board.
The NBC employees refused to read the petition as management failed to show up and engage the workers. The group vowed to have peaceful demonstrations every day during lunch hour until management met with them.
This station subscribes to the Namibia Media Code of Conduct and is regulated by the Media Ombudsman, appointed to deal with complaints about media content that breach this code. This includes content that is inaccurate, unfair, or that invade privacy. We encourage aggrieved members of the public to submit complaints to the Media Ombudsman via mediaombudsmannamibia.org. The Media Ombudsman is supported by the Editors Forum of Namibia, advocating for ethical and quality journalism.
Community Voices proudly brought to you by Namdeb Diamond Corporation. Good today, better tomorrow.
For some, it's a hobby, but for the two-time premier winner in the Potters Association of Namibia's Biennale, John Hunter, pottery is a way of life. Hunter uses the proceeds from his sales to serve the less fortunate.
You are our Father
John and his wife Susan came to Namibia years ago as missionaries and started the Foundation for African Christian Education and Teachers for Africa. He's a master potter who makes ceramic products which he sells locally and internationally. With the generous support from the Popkowitz Foundation, Hunter has been able to execute projects in various communities.
We've used the pottery to help support community hope for many years now, and we do fundraisers. We try to do a fundraiser at least once a year, maybe twice a year at different churches or community groups or art galleries. We used to do big exhibitions at the Amba Gallery at the Craft Center, and so I haven't done one of those for a while.
Hunter has been in the pottery business for over 50 years. He has mastered the craft so well that he became the premier winner in the Potters Association of Namibia's Biennale twice.
I sold some stuff at the National Exhibition last year, and my pieces won the Premier Award in 2000, I think it was 2019, and then in 2017 I won the Premier Award in both times. And there are some very good artists here in Namibia. There really are. And Anita Stein in Karabib does amazing tiles and ceramics as well. Carola Lork has a nice studio in Swakopmund. Jackie van Vuren here in Namibia teaches pottery but also shows. And we all did a group exhibition recently at the Project House.
The pottery master is a member of a small group of enthusiastic potters called the Potters Association of Namibia, founded in 1987.
Community Voices proudly brought to you by Namdeb Diamond Corporation. Good today, better tomorrow.
We can't wait to get together again, to welcome new friends, meet up with old ones, and play until the sun comes up. We can't wait to fill our stadiums again. In fact, we can't wait to get the whole gang together. But until then,
let's stay safe.
As the preparations for the Under-20 Africa Cup of Nations continue, today on One Sports Desk caught up with Namibia's Baby Warriors gaffer to find out how his team has been preparing as well as his thoughts on his Group B opponents. Despite being one of the 7 debutants at the tournament, Brett is confident that his team is ready to compete at the tournament showpiece in Mauritania, but has admitted that the group will be tough.
Very tough. As you can see that we in Central African Republic are the new teams. In our group we have 3 debutants, which is Namibia, Central African Republic, as well as Tunisia. Burkina Faso was in the Under-20 AFCON already. You know, when you play against Tunisia and then Central African Republic and also Burkina Faso, you know, it won't be easy. As we all know that Burkina Faso and Tunisia are powerhouses in African football. At the moment we are one of the best in Africa. We are one of the 12. You know, the ranking might change or the ranking might improve depending on how far we go in the tournament. We didn't qualify by chance. We deservedly qualified for AFCON. Look, what we can say now is that we know it will be tough. We know that we will have to work hard, but we will go and do our utmost best in order for us to make the country proud. We don't want to go there just to make up numbers, you know. We just don't want to go partake, but we want to compete.
Furthermore, Gaffer James Brits also briefed us on how preparations are going for the team as well as the squad's readiness.
What we did over the past weekends is that we played against one another, and you know it's not the same. But fortunately for us, we have a plan in action. We just need to finalize a few things. Monday and Sunday we have a few friendly games against our senior team. They will come and help us in order for our preparation. Coach Bobby, Coach Robert, and the whole technical team are also in support of us. We are one. They are our seniors. We are the juniors. So they have decided to come and help us with friendly games, which we are really grateful for. And we also want to thank them for that. Because they know it's difficult to go out there and not to play friendlies. So we really appreciate what they're doing for us. And also we might go on the 4th. We are going early to partake in some sort of a small tournament, if you can call it that, or 2 friendlies at least to get, that's like 2 or 3 that we are planning to get. So things are in order for us to play friendly games. Injury concerns, we have quite a few. At the moment. There's a few players that is not training. The other ones have knocks. We're just waiting on the doctor's report on 1 or 2. We've trimmed the squad to 30 at the moment. From 40. We'll see who will be ready in terms of the injuries, who can go, and then we'll try to take the best possible team for us.
The 2021 Africa Under-20 Cup of Nations will be the 16th edition of the Cup competition and will be hosted from the 14th of February to the 4th of March 2021 in Mauritania.
Over 6 million kids stand strong in our school shoes. Buy any Tuffy's leather shoes and schoolwear to get $20 off. Pep, your #1 school shop. #1 school shop.
In other leading stories, the Ministry of Mines and Energy has announced that the price of petrol will increase by 50 cents a litre and that of diesel by 50 cents a litre for the month of February 2021. The new fuel prices in Walvis Bay will therefore be $11.85 per litre for petrol and $11.88 per litre for diesel. The prices across the rest of the country will also be adjusted accordingly. The announcement comes as the country finds itself in a very volatile international oil market at present, with the exchange rate not being favorable during the course of January 2021. The local currency traded at about $15.09 per US dollar compared to about $14.85 per US dollar throughout December last year. The prices of petrol and diesel across the international product market have also gone up significantly, owing mainly to supply cuts of OPEC's biggest producer. From last month, the barrel price of petrol increased from about $54.47 to about $58.85 during the current review. Due to these reasons, the current review is indicating a need for an upwards adjustment in the local fuel pump prices.
Welcome to Comments Corner, your daily dose of local comments from the hottest social media pages. IntraHealth Namibia is facing claims of misappropriation of $150 million USAID grant it was awarded last year, meant to assist with the capacity building of key community organizations, of which one says that to date the organization has failed to fulfill its obligation to the 3 benefiting key population organizations in Namibia. Elena said Vendelinus must leave IntraHealth alone and pay his people first. Lee says the funds were likely taken back. Lucas said Namibians and money these days. The city of Windhoek targets urban agriculture with a Kukuna farm on the outskirts of the city. The mayor, accompanied by fellow councillors, said the project has the potential to produce vegetables at a large scale to supply the city. Maria said the mayor is busy with his work. Choli said this is an initiative started by the previous leadership and reminded the mayor that they did not forget his promise. Selma said this is a nice idea indeed. And that is all from Comments Corner. Be sure to post your comments on our social media pages for broadcast every day only on DN1.
This week on It's a Wrap.
To be frank with you, if it comes to Africa, we still have the best roads.
So what basically happens here is every year when it's raining, then we are having problem with this river pin. Of course, I spoke to the municipal, but they even respond.
As we speak on the ground, there are emergency units going around, checking as to which houses are still in flood-prone areas in order to inform them to move to allocated areas which are on higher ground.
Good day and welcome to What We Men Get to Talk About. My name is Adriano Fisaki. Today's program, well, I'm not joined by men, however, by a panel of ladies. And I might be rolling down my window and just screaming. That might make certain women feel good, boost their confidence. But for some, they're just going to go like, but hey, why are you screaming at me or why are you shouting at me? I don't need your comment on how beautiful I look.
I don't know. No, I feel great. No, it makes me feel awful.
Yeah.
Because you are expressing power over me, actually. You are expressing power over me.
Yeah.
If you walk up to another, like if a man walks up to another man and says, "Hey, sexy," you're going to get punched.
Yeah.
Because it's not appropriate.
It starts with men. They are very dominant and have so much power over everything around them. I would blame us as well, like we women, because we get to be very reluctant and we endure different things, different situations that are really that one have to pull out of.
A look at the weather forecast. The Namibia interior is sunny and hot in the south and the west. Elsewhere, partly cloudy and hot with a few to isolated thunder showers, but scattered thunder showers in the northeast. The coast, partly cloudy and cool to warm with fog patches at first, and the wind moderate northwesterly to southwesterly, but fresh southerly in the south. Now we look at minimum and maximum temperatures across the country and beyond.
On the Gold Coast of West Africa lies the peaceful and diverse nation of Ghana. I'm pretty close right now to the geographical center of the Earth. It is also one of the last pockets for elephants in the wilds of West Africa.
Every country in the world just about has cattle, sheep, goats, horses, donkeys, but it's only Africa that has the real megafauna, the charismatic stuff which people in the rest of the world want to see.
The passion that the staff have for the job.
There's value to a bird which brings birders to a place like this. I mean, this is a birding paradise. We see an intrinsic appreciation and joy from seeing the wildlife out here, but not everybody does.
You can't get to Moli and then will not be passionate about what we do, because you'll be the only one left. Everybody is passionate.
The only worthwhile war, the war against destruction, the war against loss, the war for peace, for balance, for inclusion.
It is out of my way. Buffaloes, elephants, tigers, atavis are still in existence.
If money fails, then Ghana is without wildlife.
Join me as we journey to the untamed wilderness of northern Ghana to meet these last defenders.
The people within the law enforcement agencies don't really know you're talking about a roan antelope. Somebody thinks it's just like a goat.
Let's talk about the coronavirus outbreak here in Africa. How do you get people to regularly wash their hands when water is scarce? How do you get people to work from home when majority of Africans work in the informal sector?
People are dying and suffering.
More importantly, how do you get a vibrant and dynamic continent to stop in its tracks? Welcome to The Breakdown, BBC Africa's COVID-19 special program, helping you make sense of the crisis.
In a time of uncertainty, false news, and fear, learn on. While the world scrambles to make new sense, while the experts turn around in circles, trying to find their way back to tomorrow. Learn on. When classrooms become empty cathedrals and the trees start to bear answers, learn on. Learn on until every parent is a teacher and every teacher is a mentor. Learn on until you cross the boundaries of your mind, until you grow eyes and sprout wings. My friend, learn on. On sidewalks, on the floor, at the neighbors, in the market, in hallways, in churches, under trees, at kitchen tables, in riverbeds. Learning doesn't only happen between four walls. Learning happens in the small space of your enormous, beautiful mind. Start where you are. Use what you have. Learn on one. Invite learning in.